The information shared on Healing from the Heart are from personal accounts and experiences intended to help shed light on possibilities of healing potentials still being researched and discovered. Any communications, considerations, or recommendations are not substitute for medical, psychological, or licensed professional help in wellness or recovery. Please seek a qualified practitioner regarding specific needs or concerns. We hope this podcast uplifts and inspires. Welcome to Healing from the Heart, a space to empower others to learn how to heal themselves with the energy of hope, light, and guidance. Host Torun Antonsen is an intuitive spiritual healer, medium, and teacher. She is certified by the Norwegian Healing Society and serves on their ethics council. In 2018, Torun founded the Healing School to help individuals develop their innate abilities and believes that everyone has the capacity to heal. Since 2014, she's contributed to several scientific studies on the effects of healing, aiming to bridge the gap between traditional wisdom and modern science. Being an advocate for combining conventional and natural medicine together with spiritual healing, Torun shares her own personal story, with recently being diagnosed and surviving pancreatic cancer in 2024. Her goal is to help others learn about options and resources within their own healing journey, with a loving support system including spiritual healing several days a week, walking in nature every day, exercising, acupuncture, herbs, vitamins, and a healthy diet. Torun became strong again. Her life's mission is to help communication between medical professionals and their clients to create more effective resources within hospitals, as well as navigating others toward health, joy, and purpose. To shine light on what's needed most when she was healing herself. Now, here is your host of Healing from the Heart, Torun Antonsen.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Healing from the Heart. I'm your host, Torun Antonsen, and this is a safe and gentle space where we share love, light, and healing together. And I believe that everyone has the ability to heal. I'm so grateful you are here today, and I'm just a channel working from my heart. So welcome to my world. And today I have the most beautiful guest with me, and her name is Marianne Behn. She's a dear friend of mine, and she is a very, very wise woman. And you have done so much, Marianne. You know, you have written 4 books, and you are a spiritual teacher, healer. You have been a television host, educator, and much more. And it's really a big honor to have you with us today. Can you please tell us a little about your background and what you have done? You are a well-known person in Norway. In public, everyone knows about you and your family for many, many years. So we all have been following you, and I think the people in Norway have a big heart for you, Marianne. So welcome.
Thank you very much, Torun. It's so nice to be here with you in this channel. I have really looked forward to that. And yes, I can say a little about myself. I am a healer too, like you, and I do use crystals like you do too. I know.
Yes.
I, yeah, and I think this importance of hope, which is one of the things which is in this channel, is something which is great for me too, because I think hope is a source to get on in life when things has been very difficult or situations has arrived which really need light, and a hope that there is still a road to walk on. And that is one of my things too, both when I work in my own life, but also with students and with my clients, and when I teach, and also when I write, because to give people hope and to have that with one in on the road is so important. And I do many different things. Yes, that's true. I do write books, and I work with dance and movements nowadays with children and youth. And I think the most important in this and in healing too is to, in a way, acknowledge and feel the vital force, the life force which is in all of us. It can be dormant, but to sort of, yeah, bring the hope in that people really believe that the life force inside everyone is so great, and that heals. Yes.
Yeah, and that's really my aim about this podcast, is to spread hope, because we have needed hope, both of us, in very different ways. But hope has been really important, and it's so nice to see everyone's coming in. Hello, everyone. So nice to see you all. Some people from Norway, some from US, some from England. So nice to see you all. And it's possible to ask questions in the chat during this podcast. And we are going to talk about two things we want to focus on today, Marianne. And it's sometimes, I think sometimes it's been hard for me to speak about my journey, what I've been through illness with pancreatic cancer, to become healthy again. Sometimes it's hard to speak about things like that, but when we do speak about difficult things, we give hope to others so they can continue their path with hope. And it's December, and 6 years ago, your dear son Ari passed away before it was the day after Christmas. And what I feel was, I think everyone were in shock. And because he was married for many years with the Norwegian Princess Martha Louise, and they do have three lovely children together, and the whole family of yours have been in the media for so many years, not only because of he was married to Martha, but because of your wonderful work. And but then everything changed when that happened, and we know that many people who follow us today also have had big loss in the family. Do you want to share something about that with us?
Yes, I can do that. I will first say that I am a very happy mother of three
Yeah.
children, and I am also a very happy grandmother of 8 children. And my
Wow.
oldest, yeah, and my oldest son Ari, I will speak more about that. But I have the three I said, and Ari would have been 53 years now, and my daughter Anya, she is 51, and my youngest son Espen, he is 47. And my oldest grandchild, he is actually 31, and my youngest is 5. And we are a very close family, and we have always been a close family. And yes, I also have three grandchildren with the Princess of Norway, Martha Louise, and my son, and they are nearly grown ups as well. But at the first day of Christmas, 6 years ago, we were waiting. I was waiting with my sister and youngest son and his family, one granddaughter, and my daughter-in-law. She was having a baby. She was 5 months pregnant. And my son Ari, he had been very physically ill for a while, one thing after another. And it was a very difficult time for him because he had also this had this divorce from his wife. They've had a very good relationship, and they had these three lovely children together.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
so beautiful. All
yeah,
your grandchildren are beautiful. Mm.
yes, they are. And yes, it was a bumpy road for him. And so, yeah, on the first day of Christmas, this shocking news for us first was that he had taken his own life. And to all of us, it was, we have a word in Norwegian, I think it is in English as well, gruesome. It was not
Mm.
what we had expected at all. Ari was a very happy man, really. He was very reflected man too, and he had a lot of people who really loved him and the way he was. He was an artist, a painter, but he was also an author, and he had reached out to very many people. And I think what is when we were in shock and despair, of course, at that time, he was very much alone. He was actually in hospital, and my husband, he had collected him so he could come to my house, to our house, and stay with his brother and sister and their children. And the shock was that he did actually take his own life. At the time, I knew he was very ill. So first, I thought he might have had a brain, as a a stroke, either in the
Mm.
brain or in the heart. That was what I feared, but it was not that. It was something much more gruesome and terrible. He had decided to go away from this life on his own. And sometimes I don't think many people would think that, but I think that it can happen that people are so ha- really think that they had so much torment in their life that they can't take another one. And I think or feel that was what happened to Ari at the time. Yeah.
Mm. And when things like that happens, usually it's not in the public, it's not on TV, it's not in the newspapers, and you have to. Uh, you were quite open from the beginning about what's happened, and also the funeral was on TV. So I think to go through a shock like that and also have to be public must be so much more difficult. It's the worst thing I think a mom can experience in life, and you had to share it with everyone. Did you get a lot of support from the public?
Yeah, in a way I did. I think the reason why it was my choice in the first place to go public. It was that I knew he was so famous in Norway, and to make a story would be impossible. But of course, was a very shocking thing. We had really to go through that, and for myself, it was like somebody has cut me wide open, really. And it
Mm.
was not only feeling of loss, sorrow, and of course shock. It was so many feelings. So I think things happen very fast. And for me, Ari at the time was he was not. I was didn't think about the public at all because he had been ill for a while. So for me, he was my son, being in hospital, and I really wanted to take care of him physically as well. We used to speak to each other many times every day. And when we published, when we went to public, it was very special because it started immediately to stream in with a lot of, you know, messages everywhere, like on Facebook messages, on mails, on SMSs. It was unbelievable. In a couple of hours, so many people had reacted. And that was also nearly a shock to me, that so many people was, what shall I say, touched by this story. And the flowers started to come in, and it was Christmas, and it was very strange, really. But so many, what shall I say, so many streams came together, and also to take care of the funeral, and at the same time with so many people, I say, looking into our life was, of course, yeah, it was heavy on one side, but it was also feeling good in the way that so many people really was genuinely trying to support us with the love and yeah, great feelings towards all of us, which was very good, actually. Yes. Mm. So, do you hear me now, Torun? Everything stopped suddenly. Oh my God.
I think we lost her. Are you back, Marianne?
Yeah, I don't know.
It was something technical. I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening, but we will continue.
Yeah.
And where were we? I remember it was a shock. And even when I never met him, I was so sad. And I think everyone in Norway felt that way. And I especially remember your speech in the funeral when you were speaking about how he met the light, because many people, when people take suicide, they talk about the darkness. And I remember how beautiful you spoke about he meeting the light. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do, actually. And I think that is very important because a couple of days, maybe 2 days before his death, he had a very spiritual connection with the light and with his uplines. And I think that was very beautiful for him and for me to know that he had. And when he actually left, it was as if the same night he was actually going very fast out of the body and into the spirit. It was very special, really. And one of my grandchildren, a boy, he asked me to come out and look at the stars, because it had been very gray, the weather, for a long time before Christmas and before the Christmas day. And when I went out with him and 2 other people and looked at the stars, it was so great. It was really feeling that he was there. He had gone into the spirit. And of course, that meant a lot to me to carry on, even if I was so broken, of course, as I was. But having this, not only faith, but also experiencing him there around us without being able to see him physically, but that he was there still. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that some of the things that have helped you to continue in this life when we meet challenges like this is that you do have a soul connection with him, and you can communicate with him. And I think that part is so important for other people to understand, that it's still possible to connect with your loved ones. And I know it's not the same as having them here physically, because it's a big, big difference. But what have helped you to continue?
I think that what you say, knowing that he was there, still the very difficult change it is, and the mysterious change it is when people leave the body. And I had experiences with deceased family and friends before. Thank God for that. So I knew that he would be on the other side. And he continued also to come in a special way. I could feel him touching my hair, and I knew always when that happened that he was there. And he still is around in a different way now. I feel very much warmth from him as well, which is good. But to myself, of course, I had done a lot of spiritual work, a lot of therapeutical processing in my own life too, as I am a healer and a spiritual coach, as well as a body worker. And I am so happy that I had been able to do that, not knowing anything about the future, of course. But that made me, I think, in a way, that my core was still strong in a way. I was broken, definitely, but it was still there. And I had learned a lot of things. I had like what shall I say? I had tools, therapeutical tools to use. I was very much into breath work. That was very good for me after Ari passed. And of course, I worked with the meditation and mindfulness. And as you do, Torun, I was very much into the nature. I had to
Yes.
go out every day, taking in the colors of the sky, taking in, it was a little snowy at the time as well, and really breathe in the air, knowing that I was a part of the world. So that
Yes.
helped me a lot, yes. And the crystals, of course.
And now it's soon the date for his passing. It's the day after Christmas. Do you and your family do something special on that day?
Yeah, we like to be together on that day, the first day of Christmas, either with my son, or here in my home, or with my daughter. So we are always have been together at that day, and you know, to remember him, of course, and talk about him, but also try, you know, to, yeah, we have all worked a lot with that, what shall I say, that traumatic incident. So it's easier now to sort of, what shall I say, be together and have joy again. But Ari, he was a very special man and boy for us, because he loved his family. So he was always with us, and he was, you know, loved big family parties. And of course, it was a big empty place in the room when he is not here in this realm. But I feel that in a way we said a couple of years back, we have to take Christmas back again, because I think Christmas is a very beautiful season, really, when everyone is sort of having the opportunity to go into the heart, really to go into their heart. And I think the story of the little Jesus, in a way, that the story of birth and renewal and the innocence of a child, I think that is so important to be able to feel that. And I think it becomes a little easier every year. It's now 6 years ago since he died. Yeah. And of course, it was very strong when you know about this story about Jesus and the child. And I was very young when I had him. I was just 18 when he was born. And I remember the first Christmas as well, because I hadn't dared to tell my parents that I didn't want to tell my parents. So he came back home with us like a sort of birthday present
Wow.
on the Christmas time, back to Norway, because we lived in Denmark. So that was also, something, the reminder of the child and the children and the innocence, and the life goes on. I think that is the importance too. Yeah.
And I'm sure he will be smiling when you have joy together, and especially at that time.
Yeah.
And remember him. And I think grieving will, in a way, never get away, but it will maybe change a little during the years. But and you also did write a beautiful book about him, and maybe that also was a good help for you
Yes,
in the
it's
process.
actually a very good help to write the book. I really wanted to do that because I was supposed to do another book, actually, the book which we maybe, the book about crystals, which Ari was also meant to be a part of. But
Yes,
as things happened, and when he had passed over the Rainbow Bridge, which I like to call it because I think that's what it is,
that's
I
beautiful.
I started to think about writing the book, and I wanted it to be the story seen, in a way. Of course, it was through my eyes, but really, what I felt was going into that, like this, what shall I say? It was like really opening up this rich door to bring back the memories from his past, even back to his birth. And so, he being a little child, and everything, like sort of pictures, writing it out. So I think that was very, very important for me, of course, but also
Yes,
for, I think, also for the family, because that is something written down, which is, like a memory book. Yeah. Which is,
yeah. And we will talk a little bit more about Ari and the crystals, but now we're going to have 1 minute's break, and stay with us. I also see it's people from New Zealand with us, so that's lovely. We will be
oh,
back in a minute.
Health concerns. We all have them. But did you know that with just 1 drop of your blood, we can predict your future health? Tell me, do you know what you really look like on the inside? Book your blood test today and find out if you are in the danger zone. Just email us at info@test-base.com. That's info@test-base.com.
Welcome back to Healing from the Heart. And where were we, Marianne? We were talking about Ari, and we were talking about you were supposed to write a book together about crystals. So I know that Ari really loved crystals, and that he loved to give crystals to other people as a gift. And you have one of his favorite crystals with you. Can you show us one?
Yes, I will show it. It is this heart. It's
Wow,
a
is that Ari's crystal?
yes, it is actually.
It's
It's a
beautiful.
yeah, it is very beautiful. And it was something with Ari also that people has told me about, you know, in those past years, which has gone, that he really saw people. He really met people heart to heart, really. And
Yes.
he could see what people needed. He was very spiritual and could, yeah, so
He's same as you then.
yeah, so yeah, we had some similarities. We did actually, and Crystal was also one of those. So he used to give people. I could give him crystals, and he also bought, of course, himself. But often I could give him, and then he had given it away to somebody he thought needed it. You know,
Yeah,
and
that's
he would say,
lovely.
"I can see you today, and I can see this in you," and you know, he gave it away and thought that that would be good for the person. And I have met people who have come with the stones he had given to them. So that is also, you know,
And
good to know.
that what's the name of that crystal?
A fluorite in English, fluorit på norsk.
Yes,
And that is also one of my favorite crystals in a
mine
way.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, because I love, of course, this green, really sort of, you know,
What does it help for?
it helps actually to connect the brain and the heart so
Ah,
that the heart speaks and the brain goes and listen to the heart. So that is one of those stones. And it is also balancing the female masculine in all of us. And it is also a stone which is really good when you want to connect with the spiritual realms. If you have, you know, I think everyone has some uplines. It can be guides from, you know, deceased family. It can be angels, and it can be, yeah, light beings, masters, and so on. And this crystal is a crystal which is good to work with. It's more than this one, but this is very good to work with, and was one of the crystals which really connected me to the realm of the masters. Yes.
wow.
In one
And
meditation.
sometimes I use that crystal in healing sessions.
Yeah.
And it's just a really beautiful energy in that crystal. But and you have another crystal you want to tell us about today. And what does that crystal help for?
You will listen to another one now. Yes,
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
bring forth one of the crystals, which I was thinking about actually. Maybe I say a little bit more about that one later, the fluorite, because just one more thing about that.
yeah.
It's a very good stone for creativity. It's
Is it?
really good. It both structures you and bring you into a more artistic, creative sense in yourself. Everybody has a creativity inside, and that one can really open for that. So,
Oh,
but
that's
no,
great.
one of the stones I really thought I would bring in here today is this one. It is also a heart, so you know it came
Yeah.
with us today, healing from the heart. And I have another similar, this one here. This is little Buddha, laughing Buddha.
Yeah,
This is,
it's the same stone.
yes, aventurin in Norwegian, aventurine, I guess it is in English. So this is a really happy stone, you know. It goes straight to the heart, really, and can really make people working with it happy or joyful. It is that sort of stone, and some calls it an adventure stone. But I have a funny story about it actually. One of the first times I should meditate with it. It's really a strange story, really, because I hadn't expected it. I was meditating, and I think it was a little late in the evening, and I kept it in my hand, and I really liked the feeling of it. And I went into meditation, or rather visualization, and all of a sudden I was in an English pub, and all the people around me it was amazing. I didn't even go to a pub for ages. And they were sort of, saying cheers, cheers, and laughed and had a really good time. And I did laugh as well, because I was so amazed over having that sort of vision.
I would like
But,
to have that stone.
yeah, but it was really, like bubbles. It makes, it's a good stone, really.
Do you think that's a good stone for people who are grieving,
Who are,
have lost someone,
yes,
and need
yes,
to lift the energy?
yes, I do actually. I have brought this calcite in Norwegian. This
Yes,
is a really light yellow stone.
it's
It can
beautiful.
look a little bit like the fluorite, but it isn't like that. It is a lot of calcite. Yeah, it's a very soft stone. Having this in my hand just now, I really feel this soft sort of floating movements, and it goes, through to the heart, but it also goes to the spiritual dimension, to the star. We have the star chakra above our head, and it is really connecting us to the higher realms and to the heart at the same time. And it's so gentle in the opening of the chakras, and also very gentle on our nervous system, because sometimes when we open for energy, it is good that the nervous system can actually transmute the energy and sort of bring it in to the whole of the body, at the same time bring the really loving feelings into us as well. Yeah.
That's
So
beautiful. And can you also use that stone to connect with loved ones?
yes, I do actually,
Do
because
you use that stone when you want to connect with Ari?
yes, I do. I
Mm.
do, because it is like that. In a way, I can really feel that sort of energy which we had together as well. It is some sort of like this vibration which I feel in this calcite. Yeah. So I think it is. Some people can be a little scared about things opening up, but this stone is so nurturing and soothing, and you really can use that if you really want to connect, I think. Yes.
So you can sit in stillness and hold that stone and maybe think about them and bring them closer to you.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
That's
Because
beautiful.
it is as if this crystal has this vibration which rise the vibration in the person who uses it, so it becomes lighter, and more of those light photons comes in, and in that sort of room you can open up and connect the other one in, and if the time is ripe and ready, it will happen.
Wow. And do the other members of your family also have this kind of understanding that you have? Have you teach your grandchildren that we can connect, that Ari is around them with love? Do they have that kind of understanding? Because with my children, they are not so interested in spirituality at the moment. It can change, but
Yeah.
what about your family?
They are a little bit different about it, of course, like your children. They have different sort of perception, but they are actually very much, I think all of them actually really has this feeling that there is something more, and that the deceased souls go to a place where you can connect with them, and thank goodness for that. They don't think oh, this grandmother or the mother or whatever, she's absolutely crazy like that. You don't think that at all. I think they also in their different ways are intuitive and spiritual, but differently, to they all have their own way, really. But it is actually, I never thought about that before you asked me now, but I think that is also something which keeps us together, you know. And I think also when it's some sort of a kindness which comes into this, when we are all in a way knowing without, predicting or preaching, but just knowing. Yes.
And I see it's one in the chat that said, I miss my dad so much. Can you use crystal? And you can use the crystal Marianne just told you about. What's the name again, Marianne?
Calcite, calcite. And I
Yes.
really think also if you if you get that crystal, or maybe you have some other crystals, but just be in, what shall I say, just breathe, be in the moment, and maybe you have some beautiful music you can listen to, and then you can have this stone in your hand and just not force it to happen, but just let it happen, and
Yes.
it will. And
yeah. And it's another lady. She said, I met Ari once. I have never felt it before. And then maybe you can read it. You're better in English than me.
I met Ari once. I have never felt it before and not felt it after with anyone else. He came into the theater and he was sitting right in front of me. He turned around and looked into my eyes. He saw me, my soul, not my hair, not my body, me. So special, like we also knew each other from another place. Yeah, right.
Oh, I get goosebumps. And yesterday when I talked with you, I also felt him so strongly around us. And I feel he liked that you give people hope, because when I have met you before, I'm so impressed about the way you have handled this thing, going through this and decided to choose to continue your life, be there for your family. And as I said, it must be the hardest thing to go through in life. And before I had pancreatic cancer, 6 months before, my 18-year-old daughter had a serious stroke, and I nearly lost her. So I have a little feeling about the fear of losing a child, because we didn't know that she would be fine again before several days. I remember I spoke with you at that time because you were the one who really could understand. So the way you go out there spreading hope that life can be good, even when we are grieving and miss a dear family member, and a son and a father and a brother. And I know that you have a great exercise with crystal. Will that exercise help to connect, or is it another? Because I love the way you talk about this. So, many of the people in the chat also have lost someone, and I have lost someone there. And do you have any exercises we can do that will help with crystals?
Yes, I think. Would you like us to do a little exercise now?
Yes, if you will share.
Yeah, we can share that. I think maybe some of you who are listening in here now have a crystal, and if you do have, you can just take it in your hand and hold it onto your heart. And if you don't have a crystal, you can just hold on your heart. And if you just sit, feel your legs and feet and feel your body come to rest, and close your eyes and just sort of breathe slowly for a little while. Breathe slowly in through your nose. You can start counting from 1 and onwards on the in-breath in your own rhythm. And like a little wave, you can just let the air out through your mouth And then when you start letting the air out through your mouth, you just start counting again from 1. So you start like a circle of air, circle of light in a way, come in through your nose by your own counting and slowly out through your mouth when you then start at number 1 again. So just let us do that sometimes for a very short time. And now just feel as if you are surrounded by the golden light through your body and around yourself. Let this golden light float through your cells, float through your nervous system, through your blood, through your bones, through all of you. Just be with this golden light. And now, about 30 centimeters above your head, there is this chakra, which I used to call the star chakra. And this chakra is also connected to your heart. So now let just the light from this chakra sparkle down through your head and through your neck, inside your neck, throat, and to your heart. And let this golden light connect with your heart chakra and with your heart. And just feel your own inner wisdom, your own uplines, and you know who or what that is. And just let this gentle feeling flow in to and through your heart. And now, if you want to connect with some of your deceased friends or family, just let the picture of that person come to you as you remember, maybe a good day or something which is in your memory. Just let that come to you. And at the same time, all people has a sort of an essence, a signature. So just let your person come to you now. And it can come in different ways. So there is no sort of facet on that, but just let it happen. Let the gentleness from that realm reach you. Maybe there is a message for you. Maybe it's just a beautiful feeling. Maybe you'll hear something, smell something, feel into it. And let this spiritual conversation, this spiritual telepathic meeting be yours. It's your meeting, it's your person coming to you. And now, just take this with you further, because it is like this. When one opens to something through the heart, it will continue in different ways. So when you are ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the room here. And maybe you want to write it down afterwards, or just really bring it into your body. And you can also do that when you are with yourself as well, in a quiet place.
Wow, this was so beautiful. And I met my mom. And it was so easy to connect when I did it this way. And after that, I also met other people I love on the other side. I want to see all of them. And this is an exercise you all can use. And next year, me and Marianne is going to hold an online course in English when we speak about crystal and how to connect with the other side and healing. We will let you know the details about that course later on in 2026. So for you who love crystal and love to connect with loved ones on the other side and are interested in healing, we will have a really exciting course going on. And I think two of Marianne's books, I read them and they are so beautiful. They are in Norwegian. I hope it will be translated to English later on. But if you are Norwegian and want to buy something for yourself for Christmas or for someone you love, this book, Crystal Magic, Marianne is the expert on crystals, and it's a lot of crystals and also exercises in this beautiful, amazing book. And she also have a book about Ari. Can you show that book, Marianne? My Ari says, and that's a book she wrote after his passing, and it's a really, really beautiful book, and that's also a really nice thing to give someone for Christmas. And you can just go to Marianne's website, mariannebehn.no, and you can buy the book there. And Marianne, she's so amazing in so many things. So she also have private sessions, and she's the best teacher, especially on healing and Rosen therapy and crystals. So I can't recommend her enough. And she has so much knowledge about all of this, and also to connect with higher realms. So I'm so happy for you joining us today, Marianne. Do you have something you want to say to people who have lost someone to suicide? Do you have any advice for them?
I think that, first of all, I will say very much thank you to you, Torun. It's so beautiful to join you in your work. I'm so
Thank
happy
you.
for that. It really feels so good, and looking forward to the future. And to everyone who are feeling this sorrow, you can't suppress the feelings. And I think that sorrow has so many different rhythms. So let it sort of be like a wave coming through you. But also know that I think that the deceased souls, they would also like to see you happy in a way. So
Yes.
open your senses to what makes you happy. It can be a little bird singing outside, it can be a flower looking at you, it can be a smile. So I think open your senses and really know that the path is open, and you meet again. And I think that is really bringing hope to
Yes.
many, that it is true. It's not just sort of a a fairy tale. I like the fairy tales are also true, so that it is. So you can really know that. I think that is important. Yes.
That's really a beautiful advice. And you are a proof that life can continue and we can be happy again, even after things like this.
It's so true. And I know that that was the one thing we've been looking at each other, a couple of hours after knowing about Ari's death. And we looked at each other and really said, do we ever get happy again? And that was a big question for all of us. And of course, it took a while, maybe a couple of years for me. I was in a way, I was smiling and being here, but to really feel the joy again in my heart, that took me a couple of years, really. But I never lost faith that it would happen. So I'm happy for that. Yeah.
I'm so grateful for you sharing this with us. And I know it's hard to speak about things like this. And but you bring so much hope with being here today. And if someone was asking, why is this in English? It's because we have a lot of people from US, England, New Zealand, and many other countries. And we want everyone to understand what we're talking about. And that's why we're going to hold the beautiful course together in English. We hope many of you want to join us. And I will let you know more about it later on. And thank you so much again, Marianne, for being my guest. I love you so much. And thank you for everyone who has been joining us on Healing from the Heart. And may you walk with peace, love, and trust in your own light. Until next time, keep growing, keep shining, and keep healing. Looking forward to see you in January. Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Bye-bye.
Bye.